we're talking all about the no spend challenge. Last month, my husband and I embarked on a no spend challenge for the first time as a couple, which is hard to believe considering I've been doing no spend challenges for several years now, ever since really I started talking about personal finance or even entered the personal finance space in 2017. But bringing a partner into this definitely is something that is an added layer to being able to do some of this challenge, right? You have to get the other person on board. So today we're gonna talk about all things no spend challenge, what it is, how to get your partner on board, and how we ourselves are setting up this challenge to ensure that we can be successful at it, right? So if you're new here, hi. I'm Danielle. I make videos on my first gen experience. So if that's something that you can relate to, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. So why are we doing a no spend challenge? So we have a big trip coming up, our honeymoon in Japan. And so we want to tighten up the belt a little bit when it comes to the budget side of things and be able to kind of spend less in the weeks leading up to our honeymoon so that we can fully enjoy our time there and not think about the credit card bill so much while we're on vacation. The second part of it is I am unemployed, Ari is working part-time, but still we are not spending any differently than how we were when we were making six figures working in tech. And so part of this exercise too for us is to see how we can be more mindful of our spending, which honestly, I think we do a pretty good job at, but there are certain areas that we can make changes to. That's kind of why we're doing a no spend, why this is top of mind for us. And I think before you start a no spend challenge, you have to figure out why are you doing this in the first place? Also, for those that don't know, a no spend challenge, I'm gonna break it down for you. It's very simple. A no spend challenge is simply a money challenge that you create for a set period of time, predetermined timeline. It doesn't need to be a forever thing, right? You can say it's 2 weeks, like it is for Ari and I. We are doing a 2-week challenge. You can say, I'm gonna do a no spend challenge for a full 30 days, for a full month, or for the next 3 months. Whatever you want it to be, predetermined set amount of time. Because if you did it indefinitely, I think that would be a little, I don't know. And the other component is having a list of things that you will spend money on. Of course, we're people, we need to eat, we need to pay our bills. We can't just not spend a single dollar on anything, right? But a no spend challenge is determining what those things that you will spend money on are and removing the extras, right? So only spending money on the things that you need to pay for, your necessities, nothing else. That's what a no spend challenge is. Now let's go talk about what you put on that list. Okay, next step in getting a good no spend challenge going is making the list of items that will be okay to spend money on. I just got back from Trader Joe's, so obviously on our okay to spend is food. We have our groceries. We can't go without eating. So groceries are on the list of items that we can spend money on. But what else? In order to go to the supermarket, I'm in the car, so transportation, that includes gas, tolls, taking public transportation that I need to take for certain events that I have coming up. Also the bills, my phone bill. If that happens within the 2-week period of our no spend week, obviously I'm gonna spend money on making sure that I can use my phone. Identify for yourself what is gonna go on the list of items that you will spend money on and make sure that it fits the needs that you have based on your calendar of events for that time period. Something Ari and I are doing different in this no spend challenge is using cash. So I just withdrew $500. Let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, $500 in 20s, and I stole a bunch of envelopes from the bank. So we are gonna put names to these envelopes. I'm not gonna do that now because I should probably get home. with this cash. We are choosing to use cash this time around so we can get into the habit of how it feels to have a specific set amount of money, aka a budget, to certain categories in our spending, like groceries and transportations. Just helps us be more mindful of like the money that is being taken out from our accounts. And also because we just paid off our credit cards and they're at zero, it'd be nice to not add to that for a little bit. So we are using cash this time. And honestly, I recommend using cash if you want to just like reset and get yourself out of the swiping habit. But I also am a huge fan of credit cards simply because of the points and being able to like hack that with travel. But if you can't pay off your credit card in full, it kind of defeats the purpose of using a credit card in the first place. I just finished creating the envelopes for our no spend week. Oh my gosh, wait, there's $60 in here. Oopsies, I gotta change that. Okay, so let me just show you the different envelopes that we have, and then I'm gonna go show Ari so he knows how this is getting used. Okay, so I have a total of 6 envelopes. Remember, these are the ones I just stole from Chase. I know there are a bunch of different creators who sell their own envelopes. So if you're somebody who wants like a reusable envelope, go check them out. For me right now, these purposes, I think we are good with this for now unless we continue to make this something we want to do. So entertainment, we have a starting amount of $60. So yes, there are gonna be different events that we attend in the next week and a half for our no spend. And so I want to make sure I allocate money for that. There is a Danielle and Ari miscellaneous. We each get $20 to do as we please. And this means, you know, Ari could use it for lunch one day. I could use this for lunch tomorrow since I'm going into the city for a summit. And then we have transportation. I decided to separate the envelopes between gas and public transportation. So for public transportation, I have a total of $40 in cash and then $140, but we've already put $40 on the tank. So really we have, okay, wait, we start at $460. So really we have $120 left. Already messing up these envelopes. See, this is probably why people have reusable ones. But anyway, we started at $160 for gas, put 40 in today, and have $120 left. Then we have public transportation, and last, food. We decided not to just do groceries for this no spend. We're gonna just do a total like max that we wanna spend in the next week and a half on food. That could be groceries, which is why this envelope only has this category where the other ones don't, where it's like, what is it? Is it groceries or is it eating out? And so we are starting at $240. And then I've already spent $33 at Trader Joe's. So those are our envelopes. I'm gonna go give Ari the lowdown. Okay, so having alignment, what's another thing?
Come prepared with proof and evidence of maybe how you need to save money, maybe what saving this money is going to look like in the short and long term. So that way you can see like, okay, if you keep spending the certain, you know, how you've been spending currently, this is what it's going to look like in the short and long term. Yeah.
No, I 100% agree with those points. Those are really good. And I think the alignment piece is important, right? Like, know your why. You and your partner need to know what the combined why is, right? If you have your own separate one and your partner has no idea why they should be participating in it, there's no incentive there. And then the second piece on going with like the numbers and actually having data to show it is like, what does that look like? I think for us, one big thing, we were like, okay, why are we spending almost $700 or was it like $600 on groceries, but then again spending like $400 on eating out? Like, why are we wasting food? So we had different categories that we were like looking at closely, but we also know that we have, as I mentioned already, a honeymoon coming up, and we want to be able to not feel like it's draining our savings to go on a honeymoon, but also spending without regard leading up to it. So I'm glad that, 8 years later, although, do you think that we needed to be married for you to want to like do a no spend challenge with me? Or if I had approached this to you while we were just dating, I don't know, last year, 2 years ago, would this have been something that you wanted to do with me while we were living together?
I think what I'm thinking though is I think I just had to be at a certain point in my life where I needed to feel like this was important.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to just let people get to that. I feel like that's hard too, because like a lot of times it's like, do you wait around for somebody to be ready to deal with their finances? Which in a way I kind of did. Although I did see trends of you trying to improve this. Like early in our living together experience, you spent like $1,000 a month just on yourself. More on eating out.
I used to spend around $1,500 a month.
Like what? On DoorDash. And right. I saw and I noticed like you were like, okay, I want to change this. And that wasn't really me saying anything about you doing that. It wasn't me saying it's our money, because it wasn't at that point. It was yours. You do whatever you want. But I think you kind of had that in yourself to want to improve that. So I think the other partner also needs to be ready to be able to want to change their financial situation, or else it's going to be a hard convincing regardless of what the why is. But yeah, that concludes the no spend video. And we're going to continue our no spend week by making our smoothies and making dinner soon. And we'll catch you later. Yeah, we'll catch you later.